Welcome back. We've been looking at denotation and connotation, literal and figurative, and we're going to develop our understanding of figurative language. When you're studying figurative language, you study figures of speech, and I've given you one specifically here, the metaphor. Remember the two most common figures of speech, simile and metaphor. And remember, we don't just use similes and metaphors in poetry or in Shakespeare. We use it all the time in our ordinary everyday lives. I want to focus on the metaphor. Figurative language is used when meaning is suggested to the imagination, perhaps through a picture or a comparison. Figurative language varies, is different from ordinary speech. That's figurative language, makes language spoken or written more vivid, more alive, or more forceful. Figures of speech are techniques a writer uses to make the writing more interesting. And as I said, the most common are the simile and the metaphor. Let's focus in on the metaphor. A metaphor is a figure of speech where one thing is described as if it were something else. So I say, you are an angel. I'm not saying you are like an angel, or you are sweeter than an angel, or you are as innocent as an angel. I'm saying you are an angel. A sustained or extended metaphor is a metaphor that goes on over a few lines. Remember that language that is metaphorical can also be called figurative. And again, this is the meaning beyond the literal. Let's look at an example. I always know when you have had a good day, your voice is a happy song. Right, when you start with a metaphor, you need to say what is being described as what. So voice is being described as a happy song. So if you're asked to discuss a metaphor, begin, in this metaphor, comma, voice is described as a happy song. Now stop and think about a happy song. What do you think of when you see that? Maybe you think of joy. We're using a synonym for happy. Maybe you think of being light-hearted because you're singing da 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 da. So you are light-hearted. A song suggests something musical, something pleasant to listen to. Now you say, okay, what am I saying about the person's voice if I'm describing it as a happy song? And you will now say, in this metaphor, a person's voice is described as a happy song. And then you would start to discuss what saying the voice is a happy song tells you about the voice. So now you need to extend your discussion of the metaphor. So now you're going to explain in what way it's related to the person's voice. And you'd write something like this. In the same way, the person's voice is light and quick, showing the person feels happy and joyous. Let's do another example. If you said memory is a jigsaw puzzle, obviously you'd have to start literally. What is a jigsaw puzzle? A jigsaw puzzle, you'd find the denotation in a dictionary, is a game using a picture that has been stuck onto cardboard or wood and cut up into different shapes. You have to make the picture again by putting the pieces together correctly. So let's have a look at what that means. There is a family doing a jigsaw puzzle. You can see all the pieces lying on the floor and they're trying to put it together to make a picture. So those are what jigsaw puzzle pieces look like. And we said memory is a jigsaw puzzle. So what are we saying? Your memory is full of pieces that go into your head to make a full picture. In this metaphor, memory is described as a jigsaw puzzle. Now you explain a jigsaw puzzle. A jigsaw puzzle has many different pieces that a person has to put together to make a whole picture. You say the pieces do not make the picture. They do not have much meaning by themselves. In the same way, a person's memory is full of little pieces that do not mean much by themselves, but when the pieces are put together, this forms a complete memory of an event or of a person's life. So I've given you some examples about how to do it, and we're going to continue our discussion in the next segment.